Let me say this first. You're not just a gamer. You're someone who's been training for years. You've built patience. You've built problem solving. You've led teams. You've overcome obstacles, found creative solutions, and adapted under pressure. But the world doesn't always see it that way. People outside the game, they think it's just pressing buttons. But you and I know better. Gaming isn't the problem. It's what we do with it that matters. This isn't just a pep talk. This is a guide on how to take what you've learned in virtual worlds and use it to build a better real one. Before we jump into this powerful video, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. Every bit of support helps this video reach more people who need it. We're not just making videos, we're building something real, something that speaks to the heart. Your like, your comment, your subscription, it all matters. So, lock in, show love, and let's get into this video. Let's start with something simple. Ever play a puzzle game? A strategy game? Even just surviving in a first-person shooter? You learn how to see patterns, where the enemies spawn, how the AI reacts, how to navigate a world that doesn't always explain itself. That's real-world logic. That's data analysis. That's training your brain to process complexity in seconds. You don't even realize it, but you've been developing mental agility every time you figure out a mechanic or learn from a loss. Here's the truth. Gamers understand progression. You grind because you know the reward comes later. You chase achievements. You balance side quests and main objectives. That's time management. That's learning how to break big goals into smaller ones. Level 99, one fight at a time. Boss battle, after you build your gear. If you applied the same intentional structure to your life, you'd build a business, a body, or a better future. Because the same brain that plans out 50 hours of RPG leveling can absolutely map out 5 years of growth. You know what games really teach? How to fail, and how to come back from it. You've died 100 times in the same spot. You've lost ranked matches on the verge of victory. You've had to restart missions, lose progress, and deal with lag, bad teammates, or broken mechanics. And you kept going. That's resilience. That's frustration tolerance. That's emotional control under pressure. And a lot of people don't have that in the real world. But you've been building it, quietly. Every rage quit you didn't do, every retry after failure. That's discipline. If you've ever played competitive games, you already know how important communication is. You learn to speak clearly, to give and take direction, to understand team dynamics, to know your role. You've had to read people without even seeing them, anticipate actions, adapt on the fly. And if you've ever led a raid or been the shot caller in a clutch moment, that's leadership. That's people skills. That's decision-making under pressure. Start realizing how valuable that is. You're more qualified for life than you think. Every time you open a new game, what happens? You explore. You learn. You don't get mad that you don't understand everything. You get curious. You poke around the map. You try combos. You see what's possible. That's creativity. That's risk-taking. That's adaptability in new environments. Gamers are some of the fastest learners on the planet because they've been taught from day one that trial and error is part of the journey. Imagine applying that mindset to your job, your relationships, or your goals. The amount of freedom that would give you? Unreal. There's something called flow state. It's when you're fully immersed. No distractions, no self-doubt. Just you and the task. Gamers know flow. That feeling when everything else disappears, when hours go by in a blink. That's not laziness, that's deep focus. Now imagine channeling that same energy into your real-life work, your craft, your body, your healing. Gaming taught you how to get there. Now you just gotta aim it somewhere meaningful. Let's talk puzzles. Let's talk mechanics that don't come with tutorials. Let's talk boss fights where you can't brute force your way through. Gamers are problem solvers. They test ideas. They debug. They work through trial and error until something finally clicks. That's exactly what success in real life requires. You're not afraid to be wrong. You're not afraid to try. And when things break down, you troubleshoot. Gaming builds belief. Because every time you master a mechanic, every time you improve your KD ratio, every time you learn a new combo, you're training your brain. I can do this. Confidence doesn't come from hype. It comes from action. And when you know you've worked for something, when your success is earned, not given, that transfers to school, to the gym, to your relationships, to you. Let me leave you with this. You don't have to stop gaming. You just have to start seeing it for what it is. It's not just entertainment. It's preparation. For leadership. For life. For legacy. You've been grinding in digital worlds for years. Now it's time to use those skills to change the real one. You've got the hand-eye coordination. Now build the heart-soul integration. Be the main character. Not just in game, but in your life. What you've learned in the game doesn't stay in the game. It lives in you. Use it. Master it. And start playing for something eternal. There was a time in my life where nothing made sense. I didn't know what I was good at. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't feel like I mattered. But I had a controller in my hand. And for a few hours, I had purpose. I wasn't just existing. I was doing something. I had a mission. I had challenges to overcome. I had characters counting on me. I had worlds to save. And it sounds small to some people. But when your mind is heavy and your heart is tired, a quest line can feel like a calling. Here's what most people miss. Games are teachers. And the lessons? They're powerful if you know how to read them. In strategy games, I learned how to plan, adapt, and lead. In story-driven games, I learned empathy. I felt for characters who were nothing like me. In survival games, I learned how to keep going when the odds were stacked. In RPGs, I learned that growth takes time, but every skill point matters. And guess what? Those lessons didn't stay in the game. They became part of how I think, how I move, how I solve problems in real life. There's something wild about creating your character, because every choice reflects a little bit of who you are, or who you wish you could be. Do you go stealth or brute force? Do you help people or play cold? Do you rush in or plan every move? Games made me look at myself. They made me ask questions like, why do I always choose to protect others? Why do I go solo instead of playing in teams? Why do I replay this mission until I get it perfect? That's not just gaming, that's self-awareness. And the more I understood myself in those digital worlds, the more I could show up better in this one. Here's the thing that lit a fire in me. In games, you level up. You start weak, clumsy, unskilled. But you train, you fight, you learn. And the game rewards you for your growth. That feedback loop taught me something life never really did. That effort matters. That progress is possible. That just because I'm at level 2 today, doesn't mean I won't be at level 50 soon, if I stay consistent. So I started applying that logic to real life. Wake up early, +1 discipline. Work on my dream, +2 confidence. Rest when needed, +1 wisdom. There's one thing I'll never forget. Playing with friends and having someone say, "Bro, you're really good at leading the team." That moment planted a seed, because in the game I was the strategist, the communicator, the one who stayed calm under pressure. I started to realize, maybe that's who I really am. Maybe that's my gift. Not just in games, but in life. Gaming helped me see myself. It made me believe I had something to offer. It gave me confidence. It taught me patience. It helped me deal with failure. It introduced me to creativity I didn't even know I had. It helped me figure out what I value. Loyalty, grit, integrity, growth. So no, gaming didn't waste my time. It prepared me. If you're watching this and you've ever felt lost, if you've ever been told gaming isn't real or productive, let me remind you of something. It's not where you find your purpose. It's what you do with what you found. Gaming gave me direction when nothing else made sense. It gave me a mirror. It gave me meaning. And now I use what I learned to show up in this world differently. Because if I could grind for hours to beat a boss in a game, why wouldn't I grind for my goals in real life? If I could respawn after failure in a game, why wouldn't I get back up when life knocks me down? Gaming gave me the blueprint. All I had to do was apply it. This is seeing unlimited greatness. And this is your reminder. Purpose doesn't always come wrapped in sermons, school, or someone else's expectations. Sometimes, it comes in a loading screen, a level up sound, A moment where you finally realize you were the main character all along. Stay growing, stay healing, stay playing with purpose. I'll see you in the next one. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep pushing forward, there are links in the description where you can donate. Every contribution helps us reach more people, do more good, and keep this mission alive. There's also a store down below where you can grab something for yourself, or even better, a gift for someone you care about. It's a simple way to spread love and let someone know they matter. We're all just trying to grow, to become better, to rise above the noise and step into who we're really meant to be. And I truly believe change is possible, the kind of change that creates a ripple effect and helps others see the beauty still left in this world. This channel is about real growth, real transformation, and I'm here to give you a front row seat to what that looks like. Raw, honest, and grounded in purpose. God is within all of us, and my goal is simple: to reflect that light as clearly and powerfully as I can for you and for the world around us.